Welcome to the Margarita Room with Dutch.
Hey. Hey, everyone. Woohoo! There he is. Hi, Mr. Lloyd. How are you?
I am fine. I'm fine. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on your show this evening. And Happy New Year to you and the viewers.
Happy New Year. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the Margarita Room. I'm your hostess, Dutch, and thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're a returning guest, thank you. I mean, how does it get any better than that? Well, today we have a super important guest, Mr. Lloyd Strayhorn. Welcome. Hold on, I got to give you the crowd applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How are you? First of all, let me run down who you are. You are a world-renowned astro-numerologist. You are an author of many books. You are a professor. You are a radio personality. You are an expert in your field of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is an honor and a privilege that you are here with me. Thank you. Thank you
very much too.
So let's talk about it. Where do you come from? Who are you?
Well, I come from loving parents. I must give them credit. They were products of the state of North Carolina. And I happen to be born in Harlem, where I still reside. And I love what I do. And one of the questions most people ask me, what is an astro-numerologist?
Yes.
You see from the title of the name.
Yes.
And actually, it's a blend of both. Where being shy in school, I was very shy around the girls, very bashful. And so, to get my confidence up, I found out about these things called zodiac signs. I found out I was an Aquarius. And the more I got into it, I found out how great we are. But then I found out that all the signs are great within themselves. See?
Yes.
Then I got into the world of numbers. So you're no longer just a sign. You are a number. So let's say you take somebody born November 2nd, right?
Oh, that's me.
Get out of here, really?
That's me.
So you would just, not only would you be a Scorpio, to me, you're now a Scorpio 2 person. This is why all Scorpios aren't the same. All Leos aren't the same. All Aquarians aren't the same, because the date of birth modifies it. So if you were born on November the 9th, like the great actress Dorothy Dandridge, that brings to it a whole nother energy. But you were born on November 2nd. So that brings an energy that's sensitive, kind, artistic, considerate, very romantic, things of that nature too. So everybody brings to it. And I found that no matter who I talk to, everybody's interested in this subject of astro-numerology, which is a very ancient science.
Wow. Come through. Numbers and ancient science?
Yes, it's an ancient African science. Yes, it is.
will come through. Okay, so you started researching numbers because, well, did you mention that? I mean, because you were shy. And
Yeah,
so,
well, not only shy, I was a poor math student. So had somebody said, well, Lloyd, you would make your living doing numerology, I'd say, I don't think so.
uh-huh.
If you saw my grades in school in the math classes, you would not be impressed, much less put your horse on that one about like, oh, this guy's going to be a great numerologist. But lo and behold, I did. And the beauty that made it simple is it's very simple yet complex. Simple in the sense that what 90% of numerology is about addition. So if a person is born on the 11th, well, 1 plus 1 is 2. If
Yes,
a
yes,
person
yes.
is born on the 22nd, 2 plus 2 is 4. If a person is
Mm-hmm.
born on the 16th, 1 plus 6 is 7.
Seven.
It's that simple. The key is to know, well, what does a 1 mean? What does a 2 mean? A 3 mean? All the way to
Okay.
9.
Okay, so why are these numbers important to know in our everyday life?
Well, first of all, you can't do without numbers.
Mm.
Without numbers, we wouldn't be able to do this show. Let's say you met the most good-looking guy in the world, and you wanted to get to know him better, and you asked for his number. He says, "Well, just call any number." Well, you be calling
Uh-huh.
till the cows come home. Okay,
The
but if you
cows
get the right set of numbers and call in the right order, you'll get the person that you are interested in knowing more.
come through.
Yeah, yeah. So numbers
Okay.
matters. In fact, I have during 2020, when they had all these challenges, how long can you hold your breath challenge and all these other ones. My thing is, my challenge was I have $100 bill, nice and crispy for you, free. But you must tell me how you're gonna start and end your day without using numbers. It's impossible.
Mm.
The tendency when you get up, you want to know, well, what time is it?
Yes.
You know, you make a call, get a call, those are numbers. You
Yes.
might go out and buy lunch, that's numbers. You might go buy gas. There's nothing you can do. You can't leave a turkey in the oven or anything in the oven and think to come back 2 days later and your stuff is going to be still, you know what I'm saying, fresh. So
Right.
timing is everything. And everything is predicated. Time, the hours, 60 seconds in a minute, 60
Yes.
minutes in an hour,
Yes, yes,
24
yes.
hours in a day. I
Yes,
mean,
yes, yes.
it's amazing. You can't do without. And so it's so part and parcel of us. Do we take it for granted?
Yes. Okay. So they have these things called life path numbers, destiny numbers. What is a life path number or a destiny number, and how can I figure out mine? And what,
It's
what do they
simple.
mean?
They're interchangeable languages used in numerology: life path, birth path, destiny number. In essence, it means when you add the month, the day, and the year you're born, that will then, when you add those three sets of numbers, again, it's the month you were born, the day you were born, and the year you were born. Well, whatever that single digit is, tells me your destiny number. So,
Okay. So let's
mhm,
just say for me, I'm
mhm,
born November 2nd,
mhm,
1982. That's
19.
my that's my birthday right there.
Okay, so what
What would
it's
my destiny number be?
a 5, because what I did was I put 11 at the top, 2 underneath that, then I put the year underneath that, 1982. I added my columns down, added it across, it adds the 1983, which adds the 23, and 2 plus 3 equals 5.
Okay.
So that tells me your destiny number, life path number, birth path number is a 5. But the way I explain it, because I don't assume that people know what the terminology is, in each field, whether it's in
Mm-hmm.
police or fire, construction, everybody's got their lingo. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that a person don't know. I'll say, so the month, the day, and the year you're born says you're in the 5th grade in the school of life. Now, when I put it
Okay.
like that, people can wrap that easy around their heads because they know that whatever grade they're in, they know they got to learn whatever and required in that grade if they want to go to the next grade. Well,
I know
people
that's
in the
right.
5th grade are normally very diversified. They like a lot of variety. They're quick learners. They are adventurous. They love their freedom. They don't like people that are slow, dull, or boring. They like to keep it moving. And in your case, your birthday tells me from being in the 5th grade, because yours was added up to a 23, and 2 plus 3 is 5. The compound number 23 means you will always know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. How you
I know that's right.
how you found your job, how you got where you live at, something. It's not that you don't go through your struggle, but compared to your friends, knock on wood, not bad. And the secret, the air number, the secret of holding on to you is to let you go, because each number is ruled by element in nature, like the zodiac signs.
Wait, say that one more time.
Each number is ruled by element in nature. So, for example, Scorpio, astrologically, is ruled by the element of water.
Water, yes.
Number 2, your birth number is also ruled by the element of water.
Yes.
The day and the year you're born that adds up to a 5 is ruled by the element of air. So that means if you like your space, you like your freedom, you don't like people clocking you every day, like, yo, where you going? How you going? When you coming back is cute at first, but quickly wears off.
Right. Yo, where you going?
Yeah. So that would not be the best way to approach you.
Got it. Wow. Okay. So that's amazing. What are the most and least compatible numbers?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, there are numbers that are very compatible. So if we start with the number 1, that is people born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th, because these are all 1 series. If a person born on the 28th, they're number 1, because 2 plus 8 is 10 and 1 plus 0 is 1. They tend to be most compatible with 2s and 4s and 7s and 9s. However, when it comes to challenges, those are normally the 6 and the 8, such as people born on the 6th, the 8th, the 15th, the 17th, the 24th, or the 26th of the month. Now, let's say you got a number 2 person born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month. They tend to be very compatible with people that are 7s, 1s, 4s, and 6s. Their stress numbers tend to be 8s and 9s. So I said 9s go first, and 8s, such as a person born on the 8th or the 9th, the 17th or the 18th, the 26th or the 27th of the month would be problematic for them.
Interesting.
Let's say you have a person that's born on the 3rd, like the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month. They're number 3 persons. Well, they're very compatible with anybody under the 6 or the 9 primarily, but the challenging numbers to them would be a 4 or a 5, such as a person born on the 4th or the 5th, the 13th or the 14th, the 22nd, the 23rd, or the 31st of the month. Now, let's say you got a person that's born on a 4, which is the 4th of the month, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st, because all these dates add up to the single digit.
Up to the number 4.
Yes.
Got it.
So
You got to reduce it down to one number.
1s, 2s, 7s, 5s. But the major opposition number to them are the 6 and the 8. So thus, a person born on the 6th or the 8th, the 15th or the 17th, the 24th, the 26th of the month will be a bit more challenging them to some degree or another. Now, let's say you have a person that's born on the 5th or the 14th or the 23rd, because all these dates add up to the single digit.
5. Got it.
So therefore, 5s get along with all the numbers practically, and the only number that challenges them is the number 8 and the number 3. So that means anybody will be challenging who is born on the 3rd or the 8th, the 12th or the 17th, the 21st, the 26th, or the 30th of the month. Okay? So, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go to number 6.
That's my parents.
Well, God bless them. Sometimes we're on better planes with the parents than others. But let's say you have a person born on the 6th or the 15th or the 24th of the month. Well, they tend to do better with those that are born under a 2 or a 3 or a 9. However, they will find that for them, people that are born on a 4 primarily or a 1, such as the 1st or the 4th, the 10th or the 13th, the 19th, the 22nd, the 28th, or the 31st of the month. So now let's say you got somebody that's born on the 7th, such as the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of the month, because all those dates add up to the single.
That's a 7. Yes, yes, yes. I understand.
Well, with number 1s and 4s and 2s, primarily. Okay. The number that tend to challenge it more would be the 8th, such as the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of the month. Now, let's say you got somebody that's born on the 8th of the month, the 17th, which adds up to an 8, or the 26th. They tend to do well with people that are 3s and 6s, primarily. Sometimes they'll attract the 4s, but basically 4s are challenging to them. If I had to give the challenging numbers to an 8, it would be the 4 and the 5. So that is somebody born on the 4th or the 5th,
right?
13th or the 14th, the 22nd, the 23rd, or the 31st. So saving the best for last, number 9 people. If they're born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month, they tend to have better synergy and harmony with those that are 3s and 6s and 1s. But they will find that number 2s are more challenging than any other number. So a person born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th would be a little bit more problematic for them. Every number has a harmony. But see, here's the beauty of the knowledge. Once you know, it's like me. I've got my numbers, and I'm sure there are numbers that are challenging, but they're no longer challenging because the beauty of it comes through the power of understanding. And once you understand that number, let's say with you being a 2, the number 9 is your major opposition number. So you may say, I can't stand that number, and that number say that I can't stand you. The beauty is the knowledge of understanding that 9 has to be as true to themselves as you, as a number 2 lady, have to be true to yourself. But I think we're so busy trying to shape and, well, this is how I feel, and you got to feel this way. We're not allowing people's individuality to come through in relationships. So 9 is assertive, where 2s are very pleasant and friendly and gregarious and loving and caring and sharing and romantic. 2s can be brash and confident and cocky and bold and knock everything over. They have good opinion of themselves. So if you understand their nature, you still know how to get along with them. Now,
transmute it.
Yeah, if I can live with them 24 hours a day, the answer may be no. But at least you know why. That person has to be who they are, just as you need people to understand who you are. Because we tend to live for each other. We have this expectation, well, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. But nobody checks to say, well, Ricky, what do you want? What is your choice?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so interesting to me. Because to me, this seems like this is a no-brainer. This is real. This is true. Have you ever had anyone say, well, Lloyd, this is baloney, this is bullshit, this?
I had a whole lot of that, but by the time I finished with them, undeniably they have to say that answers that these numbers do work. One such skeptics tend to fall within the religious community. There are 3 groups that feel that what I do goes against the laws of God, things of that nature. Yet when I refer to the Bible, the Old Testament, the 4th
talk about it.
Moses is called the Book of Numbers. And God instructs Moses on the 2nd day of the 2nd month to name the armies by their name and their poll. And when I tell them that the Bible is a numerology book, they really get insulted. And if I say, I want you to go to Psalms 23, verses 10 through 12, how are they going to find it without the numbers guiding them? How? So it's impossible. From beginning to end, that Bible is a numerology. Now, they won't say it like that. Look, they won't say it like that. I have my grand calling me.
Oh, come through, grand.
No. Well, this is the wrong time to come through. And I should have, it's my fault. I should have put her on notice that every
Don't
day,
come through, grand. Chill.
On a regular basis, I get a call from a little 8-year-old Leo 1 lady. And
Oh.
so she's a fire sign with a fire number, and she's fiery. And Pop, where are you? So,
Come through. Yes.
but anyway, we all have a number that's designated. And once we learn who we are, we become, because you can run from people, but you can't run from yourself.
Yeah. So you
And
said that everyone has a designated number, and that
Mhm.
is the life path number,
As
aka
well as the
destiny
date of
number.
birth. So your destiny number or life path or the grade you're in represents the long range effect over the course from the womb to the tomb, from the time you get here to the time you reach the other side of the rainbow. But the number 2 is your more immediate number, which is come from your date of birth.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
date of birth, that's
So
your line. Yes.
okay. So that would be a 2 because I'm born on the 2nd.
Yes. And I so notice from the birthday on the screen, you have 4 fire numbers. 1s and 9s are fire numbers.
Okay.
2s are water numbers, and 8 is an earth number. So you have more fire about you than any other element in this birthday. So fire represents people who are passionate, proactive. They take charge of their life. You know what I'm saying? So when they say I'm fired up, well, that's you. That's you.
Come through. That is actually the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it literally is the truth.
Yes,
As
and yet
you're saying all these numbers, it's just
yeah, because 1s and 9s are leadership numbers. If you look at your numbers, out of 2, 4, 6, 7 of them, 4 of them are fire numbers. These are proactive energies, fire. You know, when they fired up, you know, that means they're on the go, you know.
Oof.
Yeah.
I love it. So how can one person use numbers to live a more satisfying life every day?
Easy. Once
Okay.
you're in tune with your numbers, because see, once you know your numbers, for example, you are born on the 2nd of November. What that does is it sets up the stage of how to be in the right place at the right time. And by knowing the sign in the birthday, your key numbers will be the 2, the 7, and the 6. And what does that mean? That means each number rules a day. So Mondays and Fridays are always your go-to days. Anytime you want things to fall in place seemingly magically for you, Monday and Fridays are your best days. Now, everybody got their own different days. Some may be similar, but yours are Monday and Friday. So if you say, well, Lloyd, when should I set up an interview? I'd say Monday and Friday. Lloyd, when should I take this test to take me to the next level? I'd say Monday and Friday. Or wherever things are significant, bowling, hanging out with the girls, you know, watching a movie, that's one thing. But when you got to make a decision of consequence on the other end of it, you want to make sure you're in the right place at the right time in harmony with the universe.
Yes.
That means it got dates. So then your dates would be the 2nd, the 6th, and the 7th, the 11th, the 15th, and the 16th, because 1 and 1 is 2, 1 plus 5 is 6, 1 plus 6 is 7. Then the 20th, the 24th, 25th, because 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 4 is 6, 2 plus 5 is 2 plus 2
plus 5 is 7.
7, and then the 29th of the month. And then you
which
got
is an 11, which equals the 2. The 29th
like
equals 11, which equals 2.
Yeah, today's the 16th. 1 plus 6 is 7. So it's one of your numbers, okay?
Well, listen, Mr. Lloyd, I mean, for the viewers out here, Mr. Lloyd and I had a fabulous reading in May.
Yes,
and in May, you gave me my days of the week. You gave me my numbers. You gave me my month. And I purposely scheduled this appointment with you today on the 16th because you did tell me that the 16th is one of my dates, you know, my very important dates.
And
although today is a Tuesday and Tuesdays aren't necessarily for me, said. However, being that I have the number.
But see, the date overrules the day.
Oh, come through.
So, for example, 9 is your stress number, right? You may say, well, Lloyd said that Monday is my best day, but it could have been Monday the 9th, Monday the 18th, Monday the 27th. That would offset that kind of energy. You see, so that's what my app does. I've created a numerology app called A Star 8, so people can know about their best days and dates and things of that nature.
A Star 8 app. And that is on
ASTAR 8. It's on Amazon. Apple, and it's on Android.
Okay.
Or you can go to my website, star8.com, and download it from there. but that'll give them more of an idea of what it does in its design. And I have this amazing calendar that shows you how to target the best days in green, how to be cautionary in red days and whatnot. So it's very helpful in that way. But then there are your months, and your months are always in March, May, and July and October. And so normally when you look at your life and stuff like that, I'll put a person through a Q&A, as I call it. And when did you do this? When your mom? And then it's amazing to see people's expressions as they begin to check off their months and days to show you there is order, even though there appears to be confusion in this world, drama in this world, war in this world, there is still order in an individual's life.
Yes. It was very interesting when we went through my days and my months together. And when I reviewed and I told you things that had happened to me in my life, you said, oh, I bet you it happened on a Tuesday, the day I got injured severely in my former career.
Yeah, because 9 rules Tuesday.
Yeah, it happened on a Tuesday.
I would have said for you, that would be a cautionary day, which means be careful, be mindful. Don't be in a panic mode or hide under a rock. You can't do that because Tuesday comes 52 times in a week, okay, in a year. So what it is when those Tuesdays come, you don't push the limits, not unless it's a Tuesday on the 2nd, Tuesday on the 6th, Tuesday on the 7th, which are your key numbers to go balance it out. And so it's really hard to it, but that's what my calendar is designed to do on the star 8.
Come through. Oh, look, we got some comments here. Come through. Paris Williams, how are you?
And it's interesting. She says she's Saturn's daughter because she's born on the 17th of March, and 1 + 7 is 8, and 8 rules the sign of Saturn.
Wow, come through. And Rose here. Hey, Rose Jefferson says, good evening, all. Her birthday is January 31st, 1988.
Now,
what do you want to know, Rose?
Is Aquarius. We know that astrologically, but what she may not have known until this conversation, she's an Aquarius 4 person because 3 + 1 = 4. Now, 4 happens to rule the sign of Aquarius, which means her birth number is exactly in the house of where it's supposed to be, the house of Aquarius. So since 4 is odd and unusual, like Aquarius being an odd and unusual sign, it tells me that Rose, by the way, and notice she has 4 letters in her first name too. Okay.
4 letters in her first name. Oh, yes. Yes,
so
she does.
She would be different, very unique, like to be her own best company. Other people might describe her as moody, cantankerous, but she likes to think outside the box. And if I had to hang a motto over a number 4 or a number 8, it would be to know Rose is to love Rose. Okay. Now she has numbers too. Her key numbers are the 4, the 1, and the 5. And it means her best days are always on a Sunday, a Monday, a Wednesday. And she would always do well without exceptions in the months of February, June, July, August, and in a minor way, September. And if she looks at her mom, her dad, a child, a relationship, all depending on what phase she's in this life at this point, she'll find that normally February, June, July, August, and September normally stand out months for her.
Wow, come through numbers.
We all got a season. It's like let's say you have a seasonal fruit that you love. Well, if it's out of season, I don't care how much you might want it. When it's out of season, you can't get it. So we all have a
that
season.
Is the truth.
Yeah, we all have a season. That's all it is. And the point is to know your seasons of the year. So you're in the right place at the right time in harmony with the universe.
Woo, come through, alchemy.
See, they all know about you are in the wrong place at the wrong time. But what they don't remember is how can I be in, and no one seems to ask me that. Well, Lloyd, how can I be in the right place at the right time? Because we all have a right space.
Woo! Yes. You know, Mr. Lloyd, ever since our reading, I have been planning my whole life around numbers. Everything from picking my travel dates, literally everything. Just looking at numbers on license plates and figuring things out. I also signed up for your Udemy course. By the way, y'all, Mr. Lloyd has a Udemy course If you don't know what Udemy is, it's udmey.com. It is called Learn from Lloyd, How to Read a Person Like a Book. And then you also have Learn from Lloyd, the do's and don'ts of numerology.
Yep.
Then you have Learn from Lloyd, the next step in numerology. I ordered all 3 of those classes, and I watched it for the 3rd time yesterday. It is just so incredibly helpful. Let me put your website up here so people can holler at
Yes, so
you.
they want to, and then I have a free monthly newsletter. I have the app. I have the online courses. I also have an audiobook. They can get everything and more right there at www.linktree/numbers and you. And definitely sign for the free monthly newsletter.
Absolutely. I forgot to put my banner down on the bottom. The power of numbers. Yes. Y'all need to holler at Mr. Lloyd. All right. So what's the next question? Oh, wait, someone else left a comment. Yes. So, yes. Rose says, thank you, Mr. Lloyd.
Yes.
Come through.
Oh, she signed up for the course. Thanks so much, Rose.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And Paris says, if it wasn't for Lloyd, I would have never made my course.
She also has a course now on Udemy.
Yes, she certainly does.
And I featured her on my show because she's one of the best tarot people on the planet.
You ain't never told a lie before, Mr. Lloyd.
And I say that without exaggeration. She has been on my show at least a minimum of 4 or 5 times already.
That's right. That is right. Paris is the shit. And Paris has been on my show as well. So Paris's course, which I also signed up for, is called Teach Yourself to Tarot, a complete guide to a tarot reading. That's also on Udemy. Wow. Okay. So on your website, you had said in 2014 that you would want to actually give a reading to Oprah or Ellen DeGeneres or Barack Obama. Has that happened yet?
Well, I've been on Oprah Winfrey's show 3 times. Okay.
Come through.
I had the pleasure of meeting Barack Obama or Ellen DeGeneres, but I do know Barack is a Leo and Ellen DeGeneres is an Aquarius. That I know. And Barack Obama is born on the 4th of August. And I think she's born in January 20 something. I'm not sure. So, but nonetheless, everybody has a unique feature that they bring to the table of life. And once you know that, this is why I get along with, I mean, you're going to always have some knuckleheads that's going to bring some drama. But basically 9 times out of 10, I get along with people because I understand them. And once I know their birthday, I know they have to be as true to them as I'm going to be true to myself. There's no question about how we're going to do this. Okay.
Yes.
So that's how that is. Other than that, fine. So they believe. And here's the thing that's ironic. You'll meet an agnostic or a person who don't believe in this. But I'll say, what's your birthday? They'll say Capricorn or whatever. They'll say something without even thinking about it. They'll name their sign.
Yes. Wow. So according to numbers, does Oprah match up? And according to numbers, does our first Black president, our beloved Barack Obama, match up?
Well, I know she's had him and his wife, Michelle, on a show. She's a Capricorn 8 person. She's born on the 17th of January. So she's got a birthday coming up tomorrow, in fact.
Now, who is this, though?
Michelle Obama.
Michelle? Oh, Michelle. Okay, come through, Mrs. Obama.
So Oprah Winfrey's numbers are the 2, 7, 4, and 1. So she's one of those rarefied that has 4 numbers versus about 95% of the people that only have 3 numbers. So it just simply means 2s are normally very receptive. And if you look at that year, 2014, it was the year of the 7th. So therefore, that year favored those under the signs of Cancer and Pisces, or those that were born on a date that added to a 2 or 7. Very similar, in fact, to the year that we just left, which is 2023, because 2 + 0 + 2 + 3 is 7. So everything is cyclical, like the rising of the setting of the sun and the seasons of the year. Everything we all have a time to be on this planet. The point is what we do or don't do with our existence on this planet. So we can be here and just be a bump on the stump, or we can make a deep imprint and impact on humanity.
Yes. Come through. Well, we are in a new year.
Yes.
2024. Are you still writing 2023 on things? Because I certainly did like 3 times already.
Well, most people are still used to, don't forget, after you've been saying it that for a whole year, people will still write to so-and-so 23. But this is the year 2024. Now, this is what is called the universal year. What do I mean? Well, when you say 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. So that tells me one thing. Astrologically, those that are under the signs of Capricorn, those under the sign of Aquarius, those under the signs of Libra, but especially if they're born on the 8th, the 17th, like Paris, or the 26th of the month, this is their year. But all of us, to a greater or lesser degree, will experience the energies of this year, from the lowest of God's species to the highest of his creation, which is man. All of us are in an 8 universal year. But then there is the personal year, the year that belongs to you this year. So what you do is you say, okay, what you do is you take the month and day you're born, but instead of taking and adding the year you're born, in its place, you take November the 2nd, 2024. All right. And that tells me you are in a 3 personal year. So that means astrologically, you're going through a Jupiter cycle. It means numerically, you're in a 3 personal year. And this denotes the cycle where you see the fruits of your labor. It's the cycle of prosperity, the cycle of good luck and expansion. And it's a cycle that normally keeps people very busy. To the negative, it means scandals, if you're not careful. It means somebody trying to throw dirt on your name, if not careful. But it means a cycle also of self-improvement, that you can take a chance, because 3 rules games of chance. Now, people say, okay, let me go to the latest casino. I don't mean that. Sometimes we have to take a risk in life. Life, okay? And so what happens is, since you are in a 3 personal year, most of the chances you take in life will be favorable to you. That's all I'm saying. And especially if it's on your best days, which is Mondays and Fridays, and all days that add up to a 2 or a 6 or a 7. And this is what app shows. This is what my numerology app will also tell you what your personal week is, your personal month is, and your personal year.
Wow. I'm over the moon right now, Mr. Lloyd. This is so freaking great.
It is. It is a fascinating subject.
Okay, so to find your personal year, you take your day the day and the month you were born, plus the current year.
But see, the beauty of it is any year. Well, what cycle was I going through in that year I got married? What cycle was I going through in the year I got that job? What cycle was I in the year I did this? Everything is cyclical. So we all have, so we say milestones in life: marriage, separations, divorce, pregnancies, moving in a home, moving out of a home, getting a job, moving to another city. But if you can remember the year in which that event occurred, those milestones, because everybody's milestones are different or stand out, all you do is take the month and day you were born and you add it to that year in question, and we'll tell you what cycle you were going through at that time.
Wow.
And that's what's explained in my best-selling book, Numbers in You. There's now an audio book that they can find on Linktree, Numbers in You.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So what do we have in store for 2024?
Well, 2024 is about economics, because 8, it adds up to an 8. 8 is normally associated with money, authority, achievement, recognition, births, pregnancies, marriage, separations, divorce, moving into a home, moving out of a home, because 8 is ruled by the element of earth, thus property. And so since 8 is somewhat oppositional to this country, which is a 4, that's one of its opposition numbers, it means that people this year need to be more frugal with their monies. So for example, last year between January and December of 2023, 15 banks closed. Okay. And so what happens is what is being created as a result are called banking deserts, which means in the center of your neighborhood, in order to go to the nearest bank, you got to go at least 10 miles to get your money.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is you might want to buy a brand new luxurious car to show off in front of your friends, but you need to handle your business and pay your rent, pay your mortgage, things like that. So for those who take a prudence and see, 8 is about being practical, grounded, realistic, down to earth. So for people that's got these lofty ideas, I'm going to get this. They've got bags, handbags that you ladies got for $4,000. Well, I'd rather you buy $100 bag with $4,000 in it, and rather than get a $4,000 bag with only $100 in it. It's just a matter of your priorities. So what I'm saying is for people to weather the storm this year, waste not, want not, lend not, borrow not. Stay within your means and make sure that, yes, we all want something. It's human nature to want something. That's why they have advertisements all the time. I want this new car. I want this new this. I want this new item. I want this new beauty product or whatever. That's all fine as long as the necessities and the needs are taken care of first. Food, roof over your head, clothes on your back from the element and stuff like that. That's all.
Okay. Wow, y'all.
But it's a year of accomplishments.
It's a year of accomplishments.
Everybody should aim for the sun, even if they only hit the moon, but they should think big. They should set lofty goals for themselves. This is a year that governs pregnancies. 8 rules the number of pregnancies. It also, so when I say pregnancies, yes, the pregnancy rate in this country may be up this year or around the world in general, but it means all symbolic births. Did you give birth to an idea, birth to an enterprise, birth to a goal or dream or endeavor? You see, so numbers speak in symbolic terms too. So when you go to a doctor and they take your blood pressure, those numbers will tell you whether you fall within the norm, outside the norm, or below the norm. Your cholesterol, your EKG. When you go to a dentist, each tooth in your mouth is assigned a number. So this is where the dental assistant know where to go and look in your mouth to find out where it is.
Yes.
Yeah. See, so everything is a number. That's what I'm saying. You cannot do without numbers. I don't care who it is or what it is.
And every number means something. Every number means something.
To a doctor, to a tax accountant, to a surgeon, to a dentist. It all depends on what field. Almost every field of endeavor, numbers mean, especially to banks and to sports. How are you going to know the score with no numbers? How do you know which team is winning? An athlete will tell you his or her greatest honor is to have her number retired from the franchise. And nobody who ever comes into that particular franchise can ever wear that number.
Woo!
So that's how powerful it is.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So we take, but because it's so part and parcel of everything we do, we just simply take it for granted. Until such time, and I tell people, if they don't believe in numbers, please send me your paycheck. I have yet to get somebody's paycheck, okay? I know that somebody believes in some numbers, okay? Let me give you my address where you can send the paycheck and sign it over to me. And
Yes.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
Wow, Mr. Lloyd, is there anything else you want to tell us about 2024? Anything to be on the lookout for aside from being frugal?
Yes, on the lookout health-wise, this is a year where the tendency is to be misdiagnosed. And the reason why I say that, the third leading cause in the United States behind heart attacks and cancer is medical prescriptions and medical errors. So since we're so the number of the 4 and the 8, those are the 2 numbers primarily that always has to be careful going to the doctors as the tendency, because in life, people tend to misunderstand the nature of a 4 or an 8. Well, so do
so you're saying anyone born on the 4th or the 8th or the 22nd or
primarily,
the 26th.
But this means for everybody, because don't forget, this is an 8 universal year.
Okay.
So no one escapes the influence of the universal year of the 8. So what I'm saying is just don't assume. And if you go to your doctor and they find, let's say they find something what they feel is serious, then you go to a second doctor to get a second opinion, except you don't tell the second doctor what the first doctor found out. Because you want to see if, independent of that first doctor, the second doctor comes up. She is to be misunderstood. In fact, there was an article I saw where a woman was given the wrong medication twice, but she was born on the 22nd, which is a 4. And 4s and 8s tend to be misdiagnosed. It's not paranoid. That just seems to be the experience of things. And most 4s and 8s will confirm. Like Rose, who was born on the 31st, or Paris, who was born on the 17th. They will probably tell you whenever they went to the doctor that more than likely they were misunderstood or misdiagnosed. They couldn't, in other words, they couldn't quite figure out what's wrong with them. So why don't you take this medication and see what happens? Or why don't you take this prescription and see how you feel? And sometimes the medication or prescription make them worse than before.
Oh, Jesus.
So therefore, if people can go organic this year, more holistic or homeopathic methods, that would be good. This ain't to take nothing away from the pharmaceutical. They're always going to make their money. They got a lock on this. Okay. But what I'm saying is, especially this year, people have to be a little bit more mindful. And a lot of times we don't like to question doctors. They tend to have this sense of authority that you cannot question them. But to question is a mark of intelligence. And that would be in the person's best interest this year to go into a doctor. Well, why do you say this? Why is this? What does that mean? Where is this coming from? How did you come up with this conclusion? Now, if that doctor gets upset, that means you need to go to another physician or doctor who is not afraid to answer your questions. Because asking questions is a mark of intelligence nowadays.
I agree. And I also like the idea of going to a doctor with someone with you. Like a buddy system, so that, you know, if I don't think of something, then maybe my homegirl or my partner, you know, will think of something to ask the doctor.
Always.
Yeah.
And this is why I tell
an advocate for yourself.
This is why I tell expected fathers they should always go with the expected mother, because you know, we'll bring that testosterone energy into the conversation. And nurses will tell you a lot of times the guy will come and he'll just sit outside or just sit there and don't ask no questions. Well, we brothers, especially who are becoming fathers, have to be proactive about supporting the women that are bringing their seed into the world.
I know that's right.
You women are the givers of life. Without y'all, we do not exist.
Say that again.
Alone, we would treat y'all with a little bit more respect. So when they say, what sounds better, Mother Nature or Father Nature? What sounds better, the mothership or the fathership? You know
yes. Wow.
Yeah.
This has just been so wonderful, Mr. Lloyd.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Let me put your information up here again so that people can get in contact with you. Linktree/numbers and you. Also, he's on Instagram, numbers and you.
I'm on TikTok, which is
on TikTok.
So when they go to Linktree numbers and you, they'll see all the things I have, from free newsletters to online courses to my audiobook to my podcast to my Star 8 numerology app. They'll see all of that there. Free monthly newsletter. It's a lot of things that I offer. Just go right there and they do that. And it's available on Android and Apple or iOS.
Yes. I love that. And also for me, guys, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. These likes and these shares go a long, long way. And if you want to email me at the Margarita Room podcast@gmail.com. And of course, if you want to throw us a donation, that's of course more than welcome. Cash at me, the Margarita Fund.
Yeah, don't be shy about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? It's the year of the 8. It's the year of the 8. Doesn't 8 mean abundance too, right?
abundance, and it means people from your past, because it's
People from your
Saturn. Now, here's what I mean. What do I mean? Family reunions, weddings,
Mm.
funerals, christenings, baby showers. And see, when I say from the past, people think it's Instagram, Facebook, and all those platforms. No, it's through the traditional ways that have always run through our families.
Through our families.
Yes, reunions, that's family, cousins, nieces, nephews, uncles, aunts, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. Yes. Weddings, everybody shows up at the wedding. Christenings, everybody shows up at the christening. And definitely when a person transitions, you see people you ain't seen in eons, you know? It's normally
Come
those.
through, family reunion. Come through.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
Oh,
And this is
okay.
what people
So,
do a lot of growing up too. Because see, eight
really?
represents philosophy. So people become
Mm.
very philosophical. They really begin to understand what role they've been playing on life stage. Like, why am I
Mm.
here? What role have I playing? And all the people in your life, what part are they supporting actors, adversarial actors, or whatever the case is? Everybody plays a part, except you've got to step back and look at it in a philosophical way. Those who've been there and those that have played their parts behind the scenes that you don't see, but are just as important.
Hmm. Come through. You dropped some major gems tonight, especially with the being misdiagnosed, to
Yeah.
be cautious in that arena, to being frugal.
And
Uh,
speaking of health, eight rules headaches, the knees, the teeth, and the bones. And people this year should cut back on meats because eight rules constipation or stoppage of the intestines, call it what you will. So if a person can have two meatless meals a week, preferably on Wednesdays and Sundays, these are the opposition days to the number eight.
okay, hold on. Drop that gem again. So
Especially for
no
the heavy
meat on
carnivores,
Wednesdays or
especially for the
Sunday.
heavy carnivores, they should lighten up on the meat. And since a lot of the meats are processed, a lot of the meats are injected with hormones and sprays
Mm.
and things like that, it would be to people's advantage if they can cut back on meat and it's placed with fruits or vegetables or nuts or seeds instead.
You heard that, y'all? And you know what? That's so funny. And it's not funny you say that because I mean, it's numbers, right? So yesterday, my aunt, hey, auntie, she said to me, was it yesterday or the day before? Anyway, she said to me that she wants to become plant-based. She was watching something on Netflix and got completely grossed out with the meat.
Yep.
And she says, I want to become plant-based. I
Hmm.
said, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, everybody
Wow.
got their preference. I'm not telling the carnivores stop eating meat, but this
Mm-hmm.
year is the year of the eight, and it rules stoppage of the intestinal tract.
Ooh.
So give yourself a break. You know what I'm saying?
Give
And
yourself
therefore,
a break.
give it because if you eat if you eat a heavy breakfast, the process is normally 12 hours.
Ooh.
So then you go to lunch at 12:01. Well, that's only
Mm-hmm.
about 4 or 5 hours from the breakfast. Then you put that on top of that. Then when you
Mm-hmm.
get home about 4 or 5 hours later from work, you put a dinner
Mm-hmm.
on top of that and then a snack. And then people want to know why obesity is rampant in this country.
Give yourself a break, Mr. Lloyd said. Give your intestines a
Well,
break.
I'm not Dr. Strayhorn. Please see your position, but I'm saying just the common sense of it. The
I
common
know that's right. Because the way you just explained it was like, God damn. And then you put a snack on top of that or two, and
Yeah.
then some ice cream.
Hmm. But the society has been programmed to consume. There was a
Mm.
documentary that came out um, several years ago about a guy that lived every day going to McDonald's supersizing his stuff. By the
Mm-hmm.
15th day, the doctor was telling him he need to get off of it
Mm-hmm.
because their body changes. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give the body
Mm-hmm.
a chance to rest, to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it is
Mm-hmm.
intermittent fasting or being more
Mm-hmm.
conscious of your dietary laws.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. And I'm no doctor, so
That's
making it
right.
clear. You know what I'm saying? This
Mm-hmm.
is just Lloyd Strayhorn's opinion, one guy's opinion. But the
Mm-hmm.
nature of the 8 is clogs the system. That I know.
Woo, year of the 8, y'all. We gotta declog that in those
Yeah.
intestines. For real, for real. Okay. All right. So we're about to get out of here. But before we get out of here, I usually pull a card. And in your honor, Mr. Lloyd, I'm going to use the numerology guidance cards by Michelle
Yay. Yay.
Buchanan.
Good. 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 I got that in my.
Yay. You do?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. So I've already cleared these cards of any and all negativity along any timeline. So the question is, what's the question, Mr. Lloyd? What do we ask the
I
card?
don't know. I'll let it be whatever the card says.
Okay. All right. What
Well,
does the
I'll say this. My question
Mhm.
is happiness and success for the world. That the
Okay.
God in me loves the God in you. And everybody
Okay.
should take that position.
I
And
love
there'll be
that.
less fussing and fighting and cussing and hemming and hawing and all those other things. Believe me.
Not him and Horan.
Hemming and hawing, you know what they say. You know, it's always hemming and hawing about this or that.
Yes. My mom used to say that. Him and Horan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Come through, ancestors. I love that. All right. What do the cards have to say to us? What message do you want to give to the collective tonight before we get out of here? Oh, I got to chill on my right side, y'all. Let's see. Do you want to pick a number, Mr. Lloyd?
7.
From the top or bottom?
Bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Love, 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 love. Card number
see,
6.
see,
Yes.
love for the world.
Love for the world,
You love the
y'all.
God in you. That should be that should be the theme of the year. The God in me loves the God in you.
Wow,
There'll be
you
less
just said that.
animosity. There'll be less anger. There'll be less resentment. There'll be less
Mhm.
hate and all the other drama that we go through so unnecessarily. We encourage to
Yeah.
be ugly and mean spirited and angry. And all it does is mess up the health and build up the blood pressure, heart disease,
Mm.
strokes, and whatnot. So let the God in me love the God in you.
Oh, Mr. Lloyd, you said that. You said that word. So I'm going to read what this card means for the collective. This
Okay.
card indicates a need to see the world through the eyes of love
Ah,
and
ah.
and and to remember at all times that only love is real. When you look beyond the illusion to see the beauty in the world, you align yourself with source and the intentions of your soul. Because you attract what you are. When you see through the eyes of love, that's what will surround you in all areas of your life. This card also indicates a need to go within to recognize and address any limiting thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back from experiencing love. This is a time when you must ask yourself, am I truly open to giving and receiving love? Do I truly believe I am worthy of love? And do I really believe that love exists for me? Because love only comes when you believe that it exists, when you're open to giving and receiving, and when you know that you are worthy. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging you to see and believe in love. When you believe in yourself and cherish your life as it is today, love will embrace you in ways you've never known. Unconditional love of self and others will attract more love into your life. And your affirmation, collective, is I see through the eyes of love and attract more love into my life.
And
I
notice how they
see
said
through
the
the eyes
source
of
and within. And that's
Yes.
why I say the God in me loves the God in you.
Mhm.
Because
Loves the
all of
God
us
in
have the
you.
God within. We're
Yes.
just discouraged from that because there's people with other agendas, but we all have God inside of us. But to love the God in me, to love the God in you, is reciprocity.
Yes.
And by the way, I took that line from somebody who has a very popular podcast called Manifest on Purpose. I'm going, every time I hear that,
Mm-hmm.
is that, I fall in love with it. Because
Yeah.
it's true, if we can do that, this would be a better world. It'd be a less
Mhm.
angry world and a happier one too.
Mhm.
Everybody want to be ugly, and I'm not down with that, to be honest with you. I'm just not
Facts.
part of that.
All facts.
Yeah.
Wow, Mr. Lloyd, we're ending it with love, 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 love. I love y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in, to the people who tuned in tonight, and everybody who's going to watch this in the future. I love you. Mr.
Thank
Lloyd, I
you.
love you. Thank you so much for your
Thank you very
time. It
much.
was an honor and a privilege. And if I have any questions on your course, can I text you on the side?
You got it like that, okay?
Yeah, let's go through. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the full moon. The full
On the
moon
25th. That'll be on the
is
25th.
on the 25th, which equals up to a 7, which is one of my numbers. So y'all
Mine
know
too.
and you know I'm definitely broadcasting. So I'll see you right here back on the Margarita Room on January 27th, probably 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And thank you. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed being a guest on your show, Ricky. Thank you, Dutch.
Thank you, Mr.
By the way,
Lloyd. You're welcome
Dutch
back
has a
anytime.
master number 22, which means a woman with vision, a woman that's futuristic. Although you tend to be misunderstood, but it takes time for people to catch up with you. But that's what Dutch under the Chaldean system, the master number 22, which they refer to as the master builder. That they take ideas and make them real, they make them concrete, they make them tangible. So it's more than just be a conversation.
Wow.
So
Come through, numbers. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for tuning in, y'all.
Thank you.
I'll see you on the 25th.
All right. Bye now. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.